You started without me. That's not fair, dude. I thought we were gonna spark up together.
So, so,
Welcome back to the Dumbfounded Dipshits. Was that what you were about to say?
welcome to the Dumbfounded Dipshits Podcast. On this episode of the Dumbfounded Dipshits Podcast, we talk about some alien dipshittery. Now, I have a question.
Yeah.
See, I like the flow we have where you come up with the title, and I don't necessarily know what you mean, and I just come up with a background thumbnail based on your title, not necessarily if you're knowing if that's actually what you're talking about.
I'm not necessarily giving you a recipe, but as a list of ingredients, and you are the one who comes up with the recipe for the thumbnail.
So, are aliens doing drugs now?
No, okay. So when I texted you guys the other day, and congratulations on the trilogy.
Oh, thank you.
Third time a daddy.
The trilogy.
Now I know you're Puerto Rican.
Hey, at least it's not all different women.
Oh, yeah.
Then I'd be
only two.
Then I'd be Puerto Rican. If there was like 6 of them and there were 6 different baby mamas, then I'd be officially a Puerto Rican. And before someone gets offended, I actually am Puerto Rican. So
you are. I think you did the DNA, right?
Well, I knew that before the DNA. My last name's Hispanic, but
Gotcha.
Yes, I'm getting snipped. Jonathan Sanderson. Yes, I am getting snipped. I think it's best for everyone involved that I yes. So the title.
All right. The title. Okay, so what had happened was I shot you a line the other day about a dream that I had, and can I just give you how this dream started? There was no slow roll. It was in it. When I realized I was dreaming, when the dream really started, it was already chaos. Everybody was panicking. Everybody was buying up all the fucking toilet paper and water, and it was like the aliens are invading, right, in the dream. So it's that happens, and then it's like you ever roll over in your sleep, or like your sleep's disrupted, but you get back into the dream.
Yes.
Have you revisited dreams the same evening? Like it gets fucked up, but you get to go back.
In my life, I purposely went back to sleep hoping I would go back into that dream, or I went back to sleep and went back into the dream I didn't want to go back into.
Yeah, you know okay. I mean? I've had that happen before, like where I don't want to go back into the nightmare or whatever that shit was, but you're like, I gotta get to sleep. But you end up going back into said nightmare. No, well, this one wasn't so much of a nightmare. It was a nightmare. Maybe, I guess, a little, like, fantasy involved also, just as far as, like, to be in the chaos, what would you do, But what happened was, like, the sleep was disrupted. I go back into the dream. And when I go back into the dream, the aliens have already invaded, and we're warring against them. And this is down the line on some Judgment Day Terminator shit where in the future. I don't know how many years we've been battling these fucking aliens. Not like District 7, District 13. What was it called?
9.
District 9. So I did all the other prime numbers except for 9.
Well, District B13 is a French parkour film.
So either way, we're fighting them back. So what happens, there are some alien defectors who don't believe in what the aliens that are invading us, the extraterrestrials, are doing.
So there's good aliens.
Yeah, I guess perspective-wise, good aliens. But like their whole MO is that, they move from planet to planet to, sort of eat up resources to keep themselves, as anything else would. They're very human, these things. So, and this is where the story gets to that, right?
Okay.
These alien guys are very they're not biologically human, but they are very human, right? So, but they're grays. You know what I mean? Like they're like genderless grays.
So hold on. If they're that kind of alien, would it be racist to call them the grays? You can't do that. You can't do that. That's racist.
We don't know any grays, so I guess you can't tell on me. So
no, I'm not saying I'm going to tell on you, but I'm saying from a standpoint of the rules of racism, because there are rules of racism. Another future episode name right there, the rules of racism.
That could be next week, man. That sounds like a good one.
But like I'm pretty sure you can't say the blacks. You can't say the blacks.
No, you can't.
I wouldn't say. You can't say the Puerto Ricans. You can't say. You can't say the Asians.
Okay.
So the grays. You can't say the grays.
But it's limited from human to human. You can't do that. But if they're grays, it's like.
So if they're not part of the human species, it's okay to be racist.
Yeah, you can be racist against like canine creatures like wolves and foxes, like red fox, gray fox. The grays. What if I call the gray wolves the grays? Like they're just the grays. So these are gray extraterrestrials. Either way, they get cozy with us, and we are sort of like we need as many rebels to help us fight these. So they hang out with us, and they love getting fucked up. Like they become like alcoholics. You know what I mean? Like very easily. Like they have a genetic predisposition to just fall down drunks almost immediately after trying alcohol.
So they're alcohol. Yes, it's a bad drug, but when I think of drug addict, I don't really think an alcoholic is a drug. I guess it is.
But this is what happened in the dream. I met an alien, right? And somehow I'm like part of the resistance, and I have some sort of diplomatic thing to do some ceasefire shit. And I brought crack with me, and I got one of the fucking alien generals to smoke crack with me.
So you smoked crack too in the video?
In my dream. I never
in the video. I'm not in the video, not the video. In your dream, yes.
Yeah.
Not in real life, but like
we could make this a thing. Like it could be a story, And then I get the fucking general addicted to crack, and it cripples the military. The crack epidemic spreads amongst the grays. They all become meth heads. It's like they literally get all at one time. They get the opioid and heroin epidemic, the fentanyl epidemic.
Hilarious.
They get the crack epidemic of the 80s, and they get the meth epidemic of the early 2000s.
I feel like isn't there an old show about this? What was that old show where there's aliens living with humans? The aliens are all bald and they have
Alien Nation. Yeah. And there's that movie that it's not aliens, it's like Lord of the Rings monsters that live with humans called Bright.
Bright was horrible.
Yeah. I thought that they were trying to, because in Alien Nation it was a detective, like a extraterrestrial detective and a human detective, right? And they were partners. Wasn't that the premise of the show? I think that's what it was. It was a cop show.
It was a movie. Bright.
It was a movie. Bright was a movie. No, I know, but
Alien Nation was, yes. It was. Oh, you know what? Now that you mention it, Alien Nation.
The premise is the same. I thought it was a ripoff.
It's
a ripoff. Yeah, because you have
Watch Alien Addiction, a funny B-rated movie set in New Zealand. I'm down.
New Zealand has
Alien Addiction. Come on.
But yeah, that's how you defeat the aliens.
The 2018 one? Let's see if I can find a trailer for it. We can watch trailers. Oh.
No copyright issues with that? I remember there was like an issue.
There's always issues. I mean,
Mike.
If you're not watching us live, you're not watching us. Let's be real here.
That's true. Nobody's going back to this shit.
No one's going back and watching our shit. like the whole point was to like make short videos to put around the internet. I don't got time for that shit.
No, I could dedicate for an hour and a half max, and I could just say whatever the fuck is off the top of my head like this.
Exactly. Sorry,
now that Bud Light, speaking about gray aliens, now that Bud Light is turning everybody trans, this is what's turning everybody into a gray alien.
I don't. Next. What is that? Like an energy drink, Bud Light?
No, it's just the lightest of beers. It's 0 carbohydrates, but technically it's still beer. Let's see what happens to me now after I drink it.
You're gonna go gay.
I don't know. I think my dick might just
going gay means.
my dick would turn into an innie, right? And then I would turn into a gray alien. My head would inflate. You know what I mean? My nipples would disappear because I'd have no use for them, like we ever did. I mean,
wow.
I hear some men lactate when they get gynecomastia after they quit steroids.
It's definitely possible. There's millions of things possible. So, like, I prepared for this episode by finding, like, different things that are, like I have
I was raped by an alien?
No. I found, like, the Pentagon talks about possible aliens and.
Speaking of
so
Pentagon,
UFO invaded the valley. Special report.
That kid got arrested who leaked all that fucking sensitive information.
Yeah, I saw about that.
He was like a Air National Guard, but he was like a gamer. He
got it and put it on his whatchamacallit?
Discord or some shit.
Yeah, his Discord. Weird. I mean, I
there was no alien shit on that though, right? Like there was no. That was all military Ukraine shit.
Yes, which is yes. Well, I find it interesting that UFO sightings didn't start until we dropped the nuclear bomb. Really.
Well, that's what everybody says. The correlation between the two things is.
Joe Rogan talks about it all the time. He's like, if you're an alien and you're watching planets, and then someone drops a nuclear bomb on someone.
Yeah, but that's not his. That's not his original idea.
No,
people said it before him.
That's what's his name. He says the person who originally said that, but he agrees. I mean, it's a good point. If you have these monkeys that just got evolved to become what we are, and now all of a sudden you're dropping nukes on other monkeys,
Yeah,
primates. When I say monkeys, I mean primates.
Primates. Yeah, you see, you see, like that Graham Hancock, possibility of other things being the reason why shit was built, and like Ancient Aliens guy, like down in the corner. Which side am I pointing to? Him? Because he's there on me, but where is he?
He's your right. Point to your right. Point to your right. No, it's your left.
That's the other way?
It's your left. No, towards your wedding ring. Your wedding ring side.
Oh.
Yes, that guy. Way. Yes, that guy.
That guy. And that guy saying like all that shit in India and stuff like that is all helicopters and fucking like spaceships and stuff like that. Like, I guess this is sort of I forgot where I was going.
I don't know. Let's watch this trailer for this movie that Jonathan was talking about.
Race starts.
All right. The music already sounds an alien movie that starts like that.
Is it a comedy?
Come on, man. It's
a comedy, right? Like that's
what it seems like.
Yeah. We can do whatever we want. We are in the middle of nowhere.
If you were a banana, I'd find you appealing.
Por el amor de Dios.
Huh?
I'm going to use that. I'm never going to use that line because I don't date anyone. I'm married, but I want to use that one day. Be like, hey. Where is it?
Por el amor de...
If you were a banana, I'd find you appealing.
If you were a banana, I'd find you appealing.
Por el amor de Dios.
Huh?
Footage has emerged of the large fireball that lit up the sky at 3:30 today in the Waikato region.
Why do you have these cans on the door?
They're out there.
Who's out there?
Pete Davidson for a second.
Right? It does look like an English version of Pete Davidson, or Australian, or New Zealand, whatever. Really? That's what they look like? That's.
It's not an improve. It's not. If they're advanced, it's not an improvement from humanity.
Well, no. I mean,
Rico. Hi.
There it is.
What do the aliens want?
They're here for a good time, man. They're just here to have fun.
Oh, yeah. You're like a blue James Brown. Yeah.
Us humans have many unanswered questions. I, Peter...
It doesn't look that good.
So it's Paul. It's pretty much Paul, right? It's Paul.
It doesn't look that good. Yes, Paul. It basically, yes.
Proven once
So what you're telling me is that we already have an alien buddy movie with weird accents.
Yes.
So, and they go on an adventure. So you're telling me we already have a movie like that they made in the United States with Simon Pegg.
Yes.
And Seth Rogen, correct?
Yeah.
And Simon Pegg's buddy, the guy from Shaun of the Dead.
Yes, but he's from every Simon and Pegg movie. Simon and Pegg. I said Simon and Pegg.
Although I like the Kiwis and the Maori people, all I have to say is that it's not going to make it any different for me to watch a movie from New Zealand.
Your title made me think of something when you first told me. I'm like, it's very true. What if the aliens, you're on a research expedition on this weird planet of primates, and you want to check out, you see that they're advanced now. And you want
what if they're lizard people? What if they're lizard people?
What if you come to this planet and you go to the wrong neighborhood and you accidentally do drugs? And you're an alien.
Drugs. Like death sticks in Star Wars. Like they're just some weird fucking
I'm
drug.
talking about they come here and they're here and they use our drugs. Like, they
accidentally end up in. You mean they accidentally end up in like
Skid Row,
like Bushwick? Yeah, like Bushwick at night, like Japanese tourists, and stumble upon
like a
crack den.
or heroin den, and they're like, we might as well try this, okay, and then. Well, but I don't know where I'm going.
And then they go back to their planet and go like, "Oh, dude, you got to go to this." It's like they talk about it like the red light district.
No, but like, and now that's why they come here. That's why you saw all the sightings. You see, that's where they're going.
You think that aliens are coming here for drug tourism?
No, not really.
Imagine we are the Amsterdam. Maybe you're right. Imagine we are the Amsterdam where it's like, yo, dude, look at this. Yo, we could just like drug them and rape them. That's why everybody's getting probed and shit because they're all getting date raped.
I don't think probing was actually a real thing. I don't think it's been like a consistent thing.
That used to be the common joke that they were prodded and poked and they'd search some of them. Like there were people who said they had like surgery performed on them, but not like major. Like they just stuck them with these instruments and shit.
Who knows what the instruments did though? Who knows what those things did? If they were extraterrestrials. Where's the sound? What's going on here? Okay. Is it gonna play sound? Give me audio.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the WHSV Digital Desk. I'm digital content producer Jacob 5. Thank you once again for joining me.
No problem, Jacob.
So we've made a few posts kind of teasing what we're going to be working on, and I've definitely, in my circles, been talking about it. I'm very excited to release this project. Let me just double check.
Oh, he's a UFO nerd.
So yeah, I'm very excited to release this project. I've been working on it for about 2.5 months now. So you kind of get to the point where
I feel like he just wants to be a news guy.
You can see the finish line is so close. You get really excited. So that's why I'm coming on the desk right now to formally announce what we're going to work on.
Just announce it.
I actually have a little teaser video we're going to take you through, and then I will be back on desk talk a little bit more about the behind the scenes and then why I'm doing it.
If this has nothing to do with the article, I'll be very pissed off.
Enjoy the video.
I feel like we're watching one of those workout guy things. He's like, and at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you what you need to do.
People have been reporting strange objects and lights in the sky over the Shenandoah Valley. From December 1964 through May of 1965, there were almost a dozen reports in Augusta County alone. All of this was started by a reported UFO landing near Fishersville that prompted Project Blue Book, a top-secret UFO investigation program, to launch an investigation. I'm Jacob Fife. Join me as I take a closer look at the reported landing and dig into recently declassified reports from the investigation. So that was a quick little...
Is this fake?
This is somebody, all those tags are from, let me watch the local news and everything that they repeat, I'm just going to say it in the format, and the story is going to be a UFO sighting in Augusta, Georgia. And he obviously doesn't go to a decent barber, that's for sure. Right? That suit is like his dad's suit, and or he bought it off the clearance rack at the suit barn up the fucking block.
Suit barn? Wow.
Yeah. He's like, let me put a whole bunch of screens in front of me, and I'm going to look like Tony Stark right now trying to catch me some fucking aliens.
So, when you text
he's like, guys, Thanos is here, and we need to fucking, for cereal, guys, Thanos is here. It's like, Chicken Little, almost.
When you texted me, and you told me you wanted the name to be, and then the extraterrestrials became addicted to drugs, I was like, wow, that's a coincidence, and there's no such thing as a coincidence. And then I said, that's a synchronicity. Oh my God. And the reason why I use that word is I was watching the documentary Hellier.
Around the same time, yeah.
Yeah, like literally, I was almost at the end of it when you texted me that, and I don't know if you know what that documentary is.
You were telling me about it,
but
yeah.
I'll put on a trailer. But like, I finished it, and I want to just say, nothing happens. They don't find proof of, they don't. I'm sorry, spoiler alert out there. They don't find proof of anything.
No proof or disproof.
No, well, no disproof either. That's the whole point.
That's the whole point. Yeah,
we don't find anything. But if there's no proof or disproof, it's just anyway. So I'm gonna put the trailer on.
Because that would lead. Like the thing is, if you're so overzealous that you're gonna make that you're so overzealous, you're gonna make
it's
one
on
of
Amazon Prime for free.
One of these,
excuse me.
Yeah,
if you have
gotta
Prime,
pay for Prime,
you can watch it.
Yeah, and you're so overzealous. This is your passion project. But like, if you, for the art of making a documentary, cannot be convinced otherwise at the end of not finding any proof of anything and just being like disproven, well, like flat earthers like do that too. Like they'll die on that fucking hill, and it's almost like, oh, all right, like, so you're, you know.
They do a lot of spirit box work. Do you know what spirit boxes are?
No.
Okay. So once again,
this sounds hokey.
It is hokey. This is hold on, let me remove the screen for a second. So a spirit box is literally a broken AM/FM radio, and it switches between stations in a hundredth of a second. So you get a
like a white noise thing happening. Yeah.
And supposedly, spirits or energy can communicate to you through that box. So when you use it, you can listen for words and things, and you can ask questions, and you might get some answers. Now, my thing has always been, it's bullshit. And straight up, I'm just saying it. My thing has always been it's bullshit. It's AM/FM radio, so you're getting radio signals, and it's just taking radio signals and jumbling it up. So you might hear words here and there, but it's not anything legit. However, when I was at my cabin in the woods, where there's abandoned cemeteries, long story short, there's abandoned cemeteries in this near the cabin. It's in a state park. Me and my sister were messing with a spirit box in the woods. There's no radio stations. There's no service. There's no power there either. There's barely any phone service.
On some Ouija board shit, kind of?
Yeah.
Like, let's fuck around and find out?
Yes, just let's play around. So we started hearing weird things. Like, we're getting responses. Like, how many... I asked how many spirits are there. It said 4. I'm like... Or it said 3. I was like, okay, it's just a number. It could be a radio station or whatever. And I go, what are your names? And it gave me 3 names. I forgot the names. It gave us 3 names, or it gave us more than 3 maybe, but it gave us names. So I'm like, this is weird. And I forgot what other questions we asked, but we kept getting weird answers that kind of made sense to what we were asking. Then I said, I have an idea. How many fingers am I holding up? And I hold up 4 fingers. It goes 4. And then me and my sister are like, and my sister goes, how many fingers am I holding up? And she holds like this. And then it says 5. And then we turned off the machine, and we were like, we're not doing that no more. We're done. So the way they do it in the show, and the way other ghost hunters do it now, is they put on noise-canceling earmuffs, like these, connected to the spirit box, so only they can hear the spirit box. They put on sensory deprivation glasses on.
Yeah, so no interference.
So you can't hear the questions being asked either.
Okay.
So you only get the responses. So the other investigator asks questions, and you say things out loud that you're hearing.
Okay.
So
or that you think you're hearing.
Well, yeah, in the white noise.
Okay.
So in the show they do that, and they get some weird, crazy responses, and I'm just like, okay, that's a little strange. Like it's too much of a coincidence to be fake, in my opinion. But I think, I mean, in my opinion, it's a documentary. They could have faked everything. It could all be fake. They don't have to.
I feel like there are some that are, you know, like that are the best ones are the ones that are really like non-partial, but there are some like famous ones that are very biased.
Well, it's not even that this is biased. This is live. This is happening in real time during the filming. So it's not like, all right, I told you the premise. So basically, it's they're searching for the goblins of Kentucky. And I almost turned it off when I heard that, when that's what came up. When they say, I'm into the paranormal, but I'm into like ghosts and hauntings. No demons, none of that fake nonsense.
Like the Jersey Devil kind of thing.
No, just ghosts. I don't even care about that. Just ghosts.
Yeah.
Like haunted places.
But this was like the Jersey Devil.
Yeah, sort of. So I had no idea there was legends of goblins that lived in Kentucky in the caves from the 1950s or 1940s.
I've never heard of that.
And apparently it goes up the whole Appalachian Mountains.
Okay.
Which goes all the way to New York.
And it goes all the way into the Adirondacks.
Yeah.
And it goes all the way down to Georgia and
exactly.
So but the thing is, like, is there like Native American folklore,
there is
the Wendigo, like
connections.
Like the Wendigo, like you know about the Wendigo, right?
Yes. Okay. Well, this is me and another thing at the cabin where we had that weird response. Me and John were driving up there, and it was terrible weather. It was raining. It was like 3 in the afternoon, and it was almost pitch black out. That's how bad it was. And he starts talking about the Wendigo and different spirits of the woods that Native Americans believed and things like that. Yeah. And after he says that, I see like from the corner of my eye a weird looking fucking thing in the woods, and I look and I'm like, what is that? And it was just a bunch of, the way I was driving in the angle, it was literally just a tree.
There's also a little bit of, this is the thing when you're driving, okay? Is that when you're driving, and you know this happens to people, a bit fall asleep while they're driving, you know what I mean? Because maybe it's just they're susceptible to just doing that repeat like over and over again.
Yeah.
You know, so, and if it's a long drive, they'll, like for sure pass out. There's people who are prone to doing it all the time. There's people who, like me, I've gotten into a few like moments where I catch myself just on autopilot driving.
Yeah.
There's been times I've gotten on and off exits and like I don't remember or doing that. I don't remember making the decision to do that, but I'm on my way home.
What does this have to do with the Wendigo in the woods?
This is the thing. When you're driving and you're in a pattern and or you're trying to focus on one thing,
you might see things.
No, that yes. But I was going to say before that, right? This is in conjunction with that. You're being suggested the story that you're trying to picture in your head.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is he's sitting there talking about it over and over, and I'm just like, can you? It's the woods are fucking creepy right now. The state park.
You're gonna see it.
Creeps me out in general.
Yeah.
I grew up going there, and I've never really left my property. I never really wandered off the road much because it's just creepy. The woods. It's always dark.
Yeah,
very dark.
It is as middle of nowhere to New York City as you could get, like in proximity.
Well, yeah, it's literally in the middle of a state park, and it's the only house there, and there's no power, so there's no electricity. It's a dirt road, rock road, pebble road, gravel. It's not really gravel; it's rock.
Yeah.
like I had to buy a new car just to be able to get up there. I got rid of the old car, but. It didn't make it. I bombed out the whole way up there. But then I see that thing in the woods, and he was talking about something else, another Native American god. But so I don't really believe in that. So in the documentary, when they mentioned that, I really almost turned it off. But then,
because you got freaked out from that car shit.
No, I just don't believe in that.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, this is stupid. I'm gonna turn it off, and I didn't. I stuck with it, and then by season 2 at the end, I'm so addicted. I'm like, give me more, because like. It's okay. You can take some stupid story that you heard from the 1950s and go, "That's stupid. Who cares?" But then when you find out that the same thing happened in 1940 in say South Carolina, and then someone else saw something in Pennsylvania 2 years later, and all the same story, a pattern develops, and you're like, "Okay, who's it might not be a goblin in the woods. It might not be whatever, but it might be something." And then they connect it to extraterrestrials in do you remember the Mothman Prophecies, the movie?
Yes.
Did you read the book?
No.
So
I think I recently watched Mothman Prophecies, actually, not too long ago.
Richard Gere.
Yes.
So the movie's not bad. It's not really good either. The book is very different. In the movie, he's like a legit reporter.
Okay, yeah.
In the book, real life, he was a UFO reporter, so he's not.
He was like an inquirer, kind of like.
Well, he was a novelist, or like a real. He's a UFOologist, I think.
Yeah, so, and he was looking to write a book about UFOs.
But he said it was like,
not report to a publication, not to publish a story.
So in that book, the name of the Mothman, or the name of a person connected to the Mothman, is this person named Indrid Cold.
Okay.
So in the documentary,
Yeah.
that name keeps coming up.
Okay.
And they had nothing to do with the guy that wrote the book on the Mothman. They have nothing to do with any of that. And they're not even in Point Pleasant, West Virginia.
Okay.
But then they end up having to go. It like gets crazy because everything starts getting connected together and all these things that, and you're just like, what? It's. I'll put the trailer on. We'll watch the trailer. Check it out. Like and subscribe their channel. It's Planet Weird.
So I'm going to try my hardest to keep the narrative accurate because there's so much weird stuff that's involved.
All right, he's a ghost fan.
12, I was living in Canada. I went to check.
Yes, but here's the thing. He's going to talk about it now, but it all could be made up. He could be lying, but if he's not...
No, I mean the band Ghost.
Yeah, no, but... So listen.
The band Ghost. Not a fan of ghosts.
No, I understand, but he's a paranormal investigator. It said it on the thing. So... He gets an email from a random person saying they're being haunted by this thing in the woods, and like he doesn't take it seriously until almost 5 or 6 years later. And then he gets a separate email from a separate person referring to all these weird things keep happening, almost like someone's messing with him and trying
trolling, yeah, maybe.
But they're not like, and he's an investigator, so he literally goes to this place and tries to find this person, and then they find that this person doesn't exist. Then they track the IP address, and it turns out the IP address at the time that sent it to him was in his hometown.
Yeah, that sounds like a catfish, dude.
So, yeah.
Sounds like he got catfished into goblins.
But you have to watch it, though, because there's too many coincidences. It's so weird.
At least he didn't get catfished into goblin cocks.
That was classic. All right, let's watch the rest of the documentary. Just listen.
Check the email address. And there was an email in it from this guy who called himself David Christie. The email was about how these little creatures on this man's property in rural Kentucky were coming out of mine shafts and terrorizing his family.
So my initial response to all of it was I was suspicious. For me, the first time that I actually stopped.
So I just want to stop for a second, and her character, not her character, her as a person, no offense, I'm sorry if you ever see this, then I don't like her. She's a witch.
What do you mean, like she's Wiccan?
Yes.
Okay.
So like you're gonna sit here and say, oh yeah, this I don't believe any of this. The story sounds ridiculous.
So what she thinks is that the plot of Troll 2 is happening in the Appalachian Mountains?
No. She okay. I was wrong to say I didn't like her. I'm
sorry, that was an obscure reference on my part. If you like B movies, Troll 2 is epic B movie from the 1980s. Anyway, continue.
It's funny because I've seen Troll 2 100 times. Never saw the first one.
The first one's a classic. I love the first one. I fucking love the first one.
All right,
dude, half the Ewoks are in the first one without the costume on. They just like regular actors.
And went like, okay, this is legitimately strange, was when we got the pictures.
I was like, I'm in, we're going, this is crazy, and never heard from him again. This place was totally dead. Tiny town. There's no cell phone service there. Middle of nowhere. Clearly it was like an old mining town. They had really one store. And it was
how many episodes?
The station, the grocery store.
2 seasons.
Restaurant.
First season is 5 episodes. Second season is 10.
It was not even half an hour. There were like a dozen, 2 dozen people that had showed up. Everybody had some kind of story.
For me, I've often thought that it was kind of egging us on to like you need to go back. You have to go back.
So imagine you get this random email, and it turns out that email's bullshit. This person doesn't exist. But when you get to Kentucky, everyone's like, yeah, we see that shit all the time in the woods. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, so the person who's trolling them knew that this is a local legend thing, and let me get them with this.
But it didn't get them, and then they get another email. I don't know if they're gonna talk about the trailer from a person called Terry. First name's Terry, last name Wrist. Say it fast.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, they didn't get it. They didn't get it at first. These nerds didn't get it. The second they said, this guy named Terry Wrist, I'm like, it's terrorist. Terrorist.
It's like Mo
but what gets funnier is,
you know?
hold on, it gets funnier because the name, they figure out that they find out who this person is, and the person's like what do you call them? You call him, he's a patriot.
Oh,
a patriot and a prepper.
Okay,
so of course his screen name is Terry Wrist.
Oh my god.
So it made sense. So they're sitting there looking for the person named that name, and they don't realize that person, that's not their name, that's their handle. You know?
Creative fucking social media fucking name.
Insane.
That's funny. That is, dude, that's hilarious. That is really, that just to be like still pranked on that level, because this is the thing. Back when we were growing up, it was like, all right, listen, I've made fucking prank calls on rotary fucking phones before in my life. So that's how old I am. And just to say that the tradition, that tradition of trolling with the name mashup thing, and making people say it over and over again is still a valid joke. I'm impressed with whoever uses that.
I used to, speaking of rotary phones and prank phone calls, I used to go to take a payphone, if anyone knows what a payphone is nowadays.
They still exist in prisons.
I would collect call center.
You remember doing that? Would you like to accept this call from
hold on. I would collect call strangers and use a general name like John. You have to know a John.
Or Steven, or there was a lot of Stevens. I knew a lot of Steves.
Why is John Collect calling me? Let me accept. Hey, John, what's up? Hey, is your toilet running? Yeah. Well, you better go get it, and you hang up.
They have to pay for the call. That was like a big thing.
For the call, yeah.
Because dude, it used to be expensive to use a fucking phone, dude. Now it's like we take that shit for granted. So we pay one price for everything. It's like back in the day, it was like 25 cents a minute for some shit. If you wanted to call a fucking jerk off porno line or a fucking psychic hotline, it was like $1.99 a minute.
I remember there was this weird thing, a hotline, like a chat, like it was like a chat room on a cell phone or a phone. So you call it and it'd be like, welcome to the night chat, press your room number, and you'd pick a room 1 through 10, and the room will have different people talking and people hanging out and talking.
Chat parties. You ever see the commercials for that shit?
No, but that's what this kind of was, and it was like there was no video involved. I forgot what it was called. I gotta ask Boots. Boots knows. Boots,
dude, you know Boots,
right?
I know Boots. Boots would know.
Boots is the one who told me about it. Me and Boots used to do it and fuck with people.
If he remembers the specific name for that chat line, you could find the commercials for it on YouTube.
I'm smoking some 710.
Oh, do I know where you got that from?
California. This is from California.
Okay.
I still have it from my trip to San Diego. Yeah, I still have some. I brought back like 6 grams of 710. I told my father to do me a favor and go down to 710 and pick up some stuff for me, and he's like, fuck you. Anyway, I'm going to put on this trailer, the rest of the trailer.
Questions. We're going out to Kentucky, and we're going to do our best to try to figure out what was going on.
My initial mindset was that somebody was leading us on, and we were going to go out there and get to the...
He looks like he'd be catfished though, but
he's someone's leading us on.
Bottom of it, I expected it to get pretty weird, but
because he's been catfished before,
as it was.
Something happened in Hellier. Something happened around Hellier. All I know is it's bigger than goblins. It's bigger than us.
It's bigger than goblins. Dude, I'm telling you, that's the plot of Troll 2. Goblins are taking over.
So
do you remember?
That was plenty. I went back to look
Nilbog, right? Nilbog.
And I'm like, oh, I remember this movie.
They had nothing to do with each other. There's a whole thing with Troll 2 that the creator of 1 didn't want to do that sequel, so what they did was the studio just owned the name and they put out a piece of shit
Yep.
And rewrote a whole story that had nothing to do with the original story about a portal to another fucking realm where there were mushrooms. Troll 1 had like those like Jim Henson mushroom fucking things dancing around, and the little people in fucking costumes and shit.
Speaking of old movies, do you remember The Gate?
Love The Gate.
Yeah, man. The Gate.
The Gate.
I have it on DVD upstairs in the attic.
Dude, at the end of the movie when that demon comes through the living room floor,
Yeah,
it's just
man.
like, 'cause they had those vaulted fucking cathedral ceilings.
Yep.
And that fucking demon just came through the door. What I loved at the beginning, because I used to be into geodes back then. And at the beginning, that fucking thing in the ground where the little goblin guys came out of, the little clay goblin guys, that hole, right? There was that stone, and then the fucking D&D Iron Maiden kid cracked it, right? Or some shit. I'm fucking this up, and he opened it up, and it was like a geode.
I think you're right.
I used to think back in the day, because I was a little kid when this movie came out, that every time you opened up a geode, that would happen. Like, like instead of it just being crystals and being like,
Ernest
oh,
Scared
cool.
Stupid is godly. It's God tier.
Ernest Scared Stupid is the shit. Ernest Goes to Prison. Or Ernest Goes to Jail, is it? Or whatever?
Yeah, whatever. It's one or the other.
That one is good. Yeah, I loved Ernest. Ernest P. Worrell.
So, but back to Hellier thing. They never, just the spoiler alert, they never find goblins. And
hence there's a second season.
I've seen the second season. There's still no goblins. But like, it's not even that's the creepy part. And what we discussed this, I've been to several haunted locations. I've done investigations with John and whatnot. High as fuck, I might add. It's called Stoned and Afraid. So yeah, high as fuck. And like, these guys make this like amateur mistakes. Like, you're in the woods using a spirit box. Oh my god, I heard footsteps over there. You're in the woods.
Mike, one would argue, is anyone really a professional ghost catcher?
No, ghost hunter. There's no ghost catchers. Okay? Or paranormal. There is no. Yeah, you're right. But if you're sitting in the woods at night and you hear footsteps, it's probably not a ghost. It's probably a fucking animal. And if you don't know that, don't call yourself a paranormal investigator, because you fucking suck.
Now, Mike, I got a question for you. If I drank that Bud Light next before, right, and it didn't turn me into a genderless gray alien, do you think if I drink this Bud Light seltzer that it will turn me into a goblin, possibly?
If you drink the Bud Light seltzer,
will it turn me into a genderless goblin?
I didn't know Bud Light made seltzer.
Will I be a goblin he, goblin him?
I have a question. Is the Bud Light seltzer like really new, or is it slightly new?
Okay. The last one, that next, is sort of new within the year, I think.
Is it all?
And that's been around for probably 2 or 3 years, maybe 4.
So this whole thing of these people offended by Bud Light saying they're going trans or whatever, they've already were selling white girl wasted beverages.
Yeah, for a long time.
So like, I don't get. Do you understand why people are offended by that?
No, I mean, because this is what happened. They were what happened was, you know how you get like super lefty fucking like snowflakes who they see something like that might be mildly offensive only to them personally, and then they need to outrage, and then they get on the message boards and get other, like they thems like all fucking Karened out on one thing, and then they fucking go and try to get something canceled.
Sure.
What happened was a whole bunch of bearded fucking fat white dudes were touching themselves, were watching this like television, and saw this fucking, like trans person drinking Bud Light, and they flipped their fucking shit because they were like this, like Al Bundy with their hand in their pants, and they were drinking the Bud Light, and then they freaked. So what they did was exactly the same thing as the libs would do in that Karen stance, and they just went all white guy Karen on Bud Light.
It doesn't. I don't care enough. I don't care about what a brand does. Like, unless the brand is punching babies in the face, I don't care. Like.
I mean,
Live
I don't know.
Leave people
I don't know.
alone.
Yeah,
I don't really give a shit. Like
this is how I feel about it. Drink whatever the fuck you want. You know what I mean? If you have some sort of hard political thing, because I remember there was a time where my mom was like wanted to boycott Coca-Cola for some reason when I was a kid, and I was like,
wanted to boycott.
What?
I wanted to boycott Coca-Cola as well.
But I was like, what? But I love fucking.
Why did your mother
Coca-Cola
want to boycott Coca-Cola?
I don't know. It was something in like I think Dukakis was running for president. This was like 1988.
I wanted to.
This was like a long time ago.
I wanted to boycott Coca-Cola because they stopped putting Coke in their drink.
Well, when did you start boycotting it? Back in 1920?
that was the joke. I was waiting for that one. I was waiting for you to be like,
I haven't drank Coca-Cola since 1918 when they stopped putting cocaine in the Coca-Cola. That was the first outrage. Do you remember when? Okay, you might have been like a newborn. You might not even remember this. Coca-Cola changed their formula and they've rebranded themselves in the 80s to just Coke. That's pretty edgy. Just calling your drink Coke. It's like I'm gonna pretty much brand my painkiller as dope.
Huh.
You know. So I'm just saying, like, you know, like it was just like, it was just, it didn't work. Nobody liked it. It tasted different, and they ended up going back to Coca-Cola original recipe, which was Coke Classic, and that's what Coca-Cola like still is now. But it tasted different, and that's why like you would think that it tastes different in Mexico than it does here, because the fact that they use real sugar and we used fucking, you know, like a syrup, you know, of
oh yeah,
sorts.
we don't even use sugar. We use corn syrup.
Yeah. So
apparently during a Jewish holiday, they all switch. They have versions that have regular sugar again because during the holiday they can't have processed shit.
What do you mean, like processed shit?
So I forgot what holiday it was, but
it's when they fast, right?
No, they can have non-processed soda, so it would have to be Coca-Cola made with real sugar.
Like OG.
So during
formula.
the holiday, they release that.
Now, could they have the original? John, let me ask you a question through the dipshit verse. John, is it possible during this said Jewish holiday that Mike is talking about? Could you please give us the name of this holiday? About the processed foods that he said you're not allowed to eat.
I forgot what it is.
And you're allowed to have actual real sugar. Now, my question is, if you were then allowed to have real sugar with the original recipe of Coca-Cola from 1905.
It's Passover. They can't have corn syrup on Passover.
On Passover. So on Passover, could you have like OG Coca-Cola made with real sugar and cocaine?
Wow.
Being that it's not processed, like
the cocaine. It's not processed food. I read it. It's any grain-based food, so they can't have breads.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
Wheat, rye, oats, barley, spelt.
So where does the Coca-Cola come into play?
Corn syrup.
I'm confused. Because it's corn. It's a grain.
Yes, they can't have corn syrup, so it's made with real sugar. So if you want...
Sugar cane is not a grain.
Exactly. So like I bought a bottle of, not Pepsi, of something, I forgot what it is, and it's made with real sugar because it's from Passover.
I never knew that. And I thought I knew all the things about the Jews.
Wow. By the way, this program we use, StreamYard, I could change the layout even further now. As you can see, I changed it. Can you see? Or no?
Yes, I see. Yeah. You switched it a couple of times. That's Coke Classic.
That's cocaine.
That's cocaine. That's too up front. I like a little bit of the background. There's more space here. I don't feel all crammed up like I was in the office. I think I'm just going to do the pod from the garage from now on.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good layout. Your background looks good. Everything looks good.
I got to fuck with the lighting though a little bit because I have it here. It's on a boom that's on a vise, and I got to like sort of pull it put it here and pull it here. But this is the thing. Right next to me on this side, I have like my gun mat out and all that shit and all the lubricants and the fucking tools and shit are here. And I have that light boom over the workbench. You know what I mean? So I got to see what I could do to maybe put it down lower here by the desk to have so my face could be all bright up and then everybody's face too. So you could smell my breath through the dipshit verse.
Into the dipshit verse we go.
Everybody's got a universe, so why can't we have a universe, Mike? Why can't Jonathan Samuelson be a part of our universe? Why can't Beth 420 be part of our universe? Why can't we just have everybody be part of the dipshit verse?
Beth's not here tonight. I can't talk.
No, because we're not. Usually, typically, everybody who's watching right now, we're usually on Wednesday nights. This is a Thursday. No, Sunday. This is a Sunday because
I thought yesterday was
because Mike became a daddy for the third time, and we had to postpone to Sunday. So usually we do Wednesday. So that's why we may not see our regular live participants. But
so I just want to end the episode on a few notes. Well, not notes. No notes, actually. I have no notes. It's a video. Some videos of UFOs, I guess. On
a high note? You like what I did there? I'm going to spark the rest of this J up. Since we're going to end on a high note, right?
Well, we're gonna watch some UFO sightings, like a little compilation videos.
I like aliens. I've been obsessed with aliens since I was a kid.
Me too.
I understood the concept in like kindergarten, first grade, that they could be people who live not on this planet. Which is crazy for a little kid to think.
Do you like this layout or this one better? I think this one's better because
that's cool for videos, I think. Or what? How'd you have it the other way? What if you Tony Starked it back up the other way? Oh no, because wait, the name's there, so leave it the way it is. Don't listen to me. How about that? How about I'm not really good with aesthetics?
Neither am I. So anyway,
culture has stories of people or creatures living on the moon.
This is the problem. We have YouTube shit going on, man. You have to watch an ad.
They need to make their money too, man.
No, I know. I know. Please watch all our ads. We have none. Don't worry.
What money are we making for who?
Moscow, Russia, May 2019.
So, let's see. UFO sightings.
A photographer sets up to shoot a full moon over the city. He's struggling to get focus.
I don't care.
This leaves him more than a little moonstruck.
Oh, interesting. It could be anything.
Ooh. That could be debris from a comet going between us and the moon.
3 black circles cross in front of the moon. And almost as soon as they pass, even more come into frame.
No, he zoomed out. More didn't come into frame. He just zoomed out. Because look, when he zooms in, they were there too.
They could be satellites.
I like how they add it. It could be a million different things. By the way, if the aliens brought drugs with them and visited you, would you do their drugs?
I would do alien drugs.
Me too. Me too. Look, there's one in the bottom there.
Moonstruck. 3 black circles.
An alien army, yeah, no.
We stabilize the frame and zoom in. There's no question. A cloud of objects is flying in a loose formation.
Those two were hitting each other.
Fleet of alien craft. If they are, astrophotographer Andrew McCarthy calculates their size based on the moon's diameter and an estimated orbit 60 miles above the surface.
If these objects were orbiting the moon, they would have to be 2 to 3 miles wide.
This guy loves to get pegged.
Listen, yeah. Well, if it's orbiting the moon, it has to be 2 to 3 miles wide. That wasn't orbiting the moon.
It's like a pass in between, or who are we even to say what that was?
They would be almost 40 times the size of the largest craft in Earth's orbit, the International Space Station.
So who or what is capable of building so many superstructures and putting them into lunar orbit?
So, are we looking at something huge orbiting the moon, like a fleet of UFOs or a cluster of asteroids? Or are we taking the wrong perspective? Is it something smaller and closer to Earth?
This camera very well. You can camera. There are a lot of spacecrafts orbiting the
He
moon.
said smaller, closer to Earth, right? He did say that, right? Yeah, because that's what I'm saying.
I'm done with that.
There's so much debris, dude. Do you know how much debris is just floating around our fucking planet right now?
What's it called?
That's accumulated.
Van Ryan belt? No.
Van Buren
something.
Van Dyke belt. The Van Wilder belt.
No, it's not the Van Wilder belt.
Well, anyway, so there's fucking shit floating around our planet, like at 16,000 miles an hour. You know what I mean? Like that's one of the biggest dangers of like the International Space Station is to get clipped by one of these pieces of space garbage, and then be decommissioned. Like what's that? Sandra Bullock and Clooney. Gravity. Yeah, so I know Neil deGrasse Tyson had a lot to say about like, oh, well, how that would actually happen and, you know, how fast you'd be moving and all that shit. But what is true is that, yeah, you can get clipped by a piece of debris. And what happens often is that a lot of comets pass between us and the moon and they get torn to bits way before they even come close enough to hit our atmosphere, and chunks will just pass between us. You know what I mean? And those chunks, if they enter our atmosphere, could burn up. You know what I mean? And they could be small enough to where they won't even be a solid mass by like halfway through our atmosphere. You know what I mean? So that could be plenty of shit. My shit is what we were just watching with that video, and there was something. You remember that somebody said, "Oh, I could sort of." What's going on, John? I could sort of see something leaving. Like they said there was something, it has to be like the size of like an
2 miles wide.
Yeah, like leaving the surface of the moon. That video. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I saw that video.
And it's obviously like it has to be something taken like that was added to that to make it look like that. But my whole thing is that, listen, you know, like, dude, it's either all or nothing with the fucking aliens. To just bring it back to the beginning of this episode, it's either they're all coming here to fucking party and smoke crack with us, or they're not fucking with us at all.
And we all should definitely try the alien drugs. We should all definitely try the alien drugs. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? If they have the power to get here and communicate with us, they could just kill us if they wanted to.
That's pretty much what like the guys, guys and gals who seem to be the smartest about this kind of shit. That it seems to be the general consensus is that if they were so much more advanced than us, more than likely they would have like that. Their cycle is to go from one place to another and gather resources and bounce. Like Galactus in Marvel. Like I go from planet to planet, I eat it, and then I get full, and then I just move on. And when I get hungry again, I go to another planet, and I fucking eat it, and I just move on. And this could be just like a hive of beings, or a one mind being that would just come and just swallow us up whole. Or maybe we find like the friendly kid in the sandbox that that wants to fucking really play and not be a bully. Which isn't likely, right? I mean, as humans, we don't believe this is likely.
So what do you want to do in the next episode?
Smoke crack with an alien. No, what were we just saying?
What I would like to do is react to some of those compilation videos, like top 5 most haunted videos or top 10 most haunted videos. Chills? You ever heard of Chills?
No.
Okay.
We'll watch some Chills. I would like to do top 5 like that, what we just saw, like alien UFO sightings, but like more modern ones, like something that happened within the last 5 years.
Well, that was 2019, wasn't it?
Yes, there's got to be a top 5 from the last decade. Top 5 fucking sightings. I would definitely watch a fucking comp of that shit and tear it to pieces. Even though I want it to be true. Dude, no, there's some videos, when you watch some videos and you're like, all right, there's enough corroboration. Like, the thing is, there's enough people telling me that I'm legit enough and I know this is real for me to believe the Tic Tac is real.
Well, I mean, it's...
The Tic Tac being real is like, okay, all these people are serious people.
Yeah, it's not like you can deny that these... I mean, you have...
Everybody but Tom DeLonge is like the serious motherfuckers.
Exactly. Yeah,
even Tom DeLonge is a serious motherfucker.
No, listen, he's crazy.
But for real, like that shit is like, because there's some, people still be making hoaxes all the time. Not gonna say that there's not anything fishy about paranormal, like hunting and research and shit like that. But when it comes to this, now on a government level, you have people sort of, I cannot confirm or deny that we haven't seen some shit. And you're like, oh, well, all right. So there's still a chance. Like, it's still like Dumb and Dumber. Like, 1 out of a million. Oh, there's still a chance. Or is it like, yeah, there is shit going on. And, maybe there, is something going on to where we don't know and they don't want to take us over. Or have they taken us over already? Maybe there are lizard people. Who knows?
Hopefully, if they are watching us, like right before Russia's about to drop the bomb, or we're about to drop the bomb, or someone's about to drop the bomb, they go, whoa, wait a second. Hopefully.
So, top 5. Oh, speaking about dropping the bomb, fucking Korea shooting rockets at Japan.
Is that really what happened?
Well, they evacuated a whole shoreline of people because of how close it got.
I have family there. They want to get the fuck out of Japan, not North Korea.
Mm-hmm. Damn, you're Puerto Rican and North Korean? Shit.
No, I didn't say that.
So, what I'm saying is, yeah, I'm totally down with whatever the fuck freaks you out, top 5 next week.
Yeah. Whatever the fuck freaks you out, top 5.
I am more just, spoiler alert, more freaked out by the alien shit.
We'll write that.
I semi believe a lot more in that than I do about.
You heard me?
What's it?
Whatever the fuck freaks you out, top 5.
Okay, that's good.
I'm gonna text that to you right now.
And it should be a stripper alien, and a stripper goblin.
Wow.
Like this. Dancing on the pole. I don't know how to pole dance. I don't even know if that's a pole dance. What am I doing? I'm dancing in my garage. How does this sound here, guys? Do I sound okay? I put up all this fucking padding shit to dampen this area.
What happened?
Oh, you and me. No, I'm saying I put up all the soundproofing to dampen this area.
Did it work?
Whatever the fuck for yes. I don't know. Did it? It's not live in here. It's pretty dead, right?
I think we should switch the name around and go top 5, whatever the fuck freaks you out. That might work better for the algorithm because we want the other shit, like we want top 5 to be first. Because if you look up top 5, it's all the channels I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's probably a better idea.
Because you got to speak in algorithm. That's going to be the language. Like you're
the
gonna.
Language.
No. It's like Yoda speak. You know what I mean? Like you got to talk to the algorithm in Yoda speak. You know what I mean? Top 5 for you freaks you out. Hmm?
Yep.
And then if you put it in that, like the algorithm will just understand what you mean.
Have you heard of Nuke's top 5?
Nuke's page
top 5. It's on YouTube.
Nukes is the creator. Yes.
So you heard of Nukes, but not Chills. Okay, got it.
Not Chills.
Got it.
And that's pretty much like, okay, like for example, hold on. If I could even pull up my YouTube, there's my YouTube. So,
you look down at your magazine when you're changing.
Well, I have it pretty much set to go to like YouTube Shorts, and it's like Insta like gun videos, alien shit. Yo, for real, it's like we know you're a white dude, so it's like alien videos, gun videos, fucking, what do I get a lot? Hold on. I get a lot of like ancient history shit. I get a lot of lately I've been getting a lot of I get a lot of crocodiles and just big animal, obviously like nature is metal kind of shit. You know what I mean? Comes up a lot on my out.
Metal.
Yeah. I don't ask for it. Like sometimes I'm just like tap out. I don't want to see another gazelle get fucking choked to death. 4 times in a row. I'd like to see something else. But it's just like, no, you're gonna see a fucking crocodile fucking take down a baby hippo, and it's like, all right, I'll watch that.
At least it's a baby hippo, not a baby.
You mixed it up a little bit. You know what I mean? So it's okay. How many gazelles could you watch die in a row? Before you've seen every animal eat a gazelle. Before you've seen a hyena eat a gazelle, I've seen a lion eat a gazelle, I've seen a fucking crocodile eat a gazelle, I've seen a fucking leopard eat a gazelle. They all eat gazelles. Gazelles.
Wait. You saw a lepra?
A leopard.
Oh, I thought you said a leper, like someone with leprosy.
No, they eat. Well, they get eaten in the wild real quick. That's like fall off the bone.
Oh, that's disgusting. Fall off the bone. So now you made me. I'm gonna have to talk about it. Okay, the last thing before we leave, before the end of the show, I was in pest control for 8 years, and I ring a lady's house, and she answers the door with a like this on her face, looks like a cum rag on her fucking face, and she's like, "Oh, okay, come in. You can spray the okay," and she's talking to me, and I'm like, "What's going on?" And then it's weird, and I'm spraying the house for bugs, and she just keeps it there, and she's okay, spray there, I see bugs, okay, I spray there, and she leans down and something goes, all right, you got it, and this moves, and her face is missing, there's nothing there, it's an open wound, and she said, yeah, you got to spray there too. She had leprosy.
Holy shit!
Like eating away her face.
Yeah, but oh fuck, dude. Wouldn't you have a Phantom of the Opera thing on or something
Not only that, but the place smelled like rotting flesh. It smelled horrible. I didn't understand it, and I'm like, oh my god, I just saw her face and there's nothing there.
Is that why they live in a colony?
Wow. I don't.
Do you think she had vermin because they were eating her body parts that fell off?
And my grandmother I tell my grandmother later that day, and she goes, that's contagious, right? I'm like, no, it's not. So gross.
I think it's contagious, from prolonged exposure or something.
Several different versions of leprosy.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Yeah. I ain't never met nobody with no leprosy before. That's all I'm about to say about that.
So on that note, thanks for watching.
I got one question before we leave. Could you guys spot Spider-Man somewhere around here?
Spider-Man. Move your fingers.
Right above my fingers. There you go. Right here.
Right there. Okay, we can't see because I'm putting my mouse over it. Is it on top of that black thing up there?
Yeah. Maybe it's too dark to see it.
Where'd my Spider-Man go? Didn't I have a Spider-Man somewhere?
There was on the ledge. That's why I was trying to point it out to you. I got a little Spider-Man in my background also.
My Spider-Man went missing.
Where the fuck did your Spider-Man go?
I don't know.
Anyway, wait, hold on. I'll point to him right now.
I know what you're talking about. Oh, that's him.
He's swinging from the ceiling. I got to get better lighting in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have it coming from this side instead of the weird angle, and then you'll see Spider-Man swinging right there from the ceiling.
There goes my good lighting. Actually, my screen monitor still does a lot. Spooderman does whatever a Spooderman does. All right. Well, anyway, is that we good?
Get your Spider-Man back next week.
Thanks for watching the Dumbfounded Dipshits Podcast. I'm Mike. That's Ryan. Check us out on Wednesday nights at 9:15, 9:20-ish. Next episode is called Top 5. What was the title again?
Freak you out.
Top 5 videos that'll make you die.
Of shitting yourself.
You will shit yourself to death.
You will